Welcome to What Series 8 and number 4. This one's entitled Never Trust a Woman with a Hammer and a Tent Peg. After Ehud had died, that's who we talked about last week, the Israelites again did bad stuff. So to make them wake up to themselves, God arranged for them to be sold to the king of Canaan. Now, fair dinkum, sold, like they were cows or something. That would be enough to make you see sense pretty quickly, wouldn't it? Anyway, the king of Canaan, his name was Jabin, and he was really, well, he has very little to do with the story. You see, he had a commander and his name was Sisera. Now, what kind of mother would call their son Sisera? I'm sure the local kids would have called him Sissy a couple of times over his school years, and probably why he became a good fighter. Well, he had 900 chariots, which is a lot. It's kind of like saying 900 tanks today, which is more than a lot. That's a whole army full, and a few more as well. For 20 years, this guy gave the Israelite heaps. That was until a woman named Deborah got a bit jack of it all. And she was an important type of person. She was actually a prophet and a kind of judge type person. Anyway, that's really, really important. She asked the Israelite army commander, whose name was Barak, to come and see her and tells him, I will lure Sisera, that's the bad army's commander, remember, to the Kishon Valley, and you can fight him there. Barak says, I'll go if you go. Great commander this guy is. Won't go unless the boss goes too. Except the boss, he expects the boss to leave all of her work behind her and help him out. Probably expects her to fight as well. What a wimp. Anyway, Deb says, yeah, I'll go, but because of the way you are doing this, the Lord will hand over Sisera to a woman. You see, in those days, fighting was man's work. So this was a bit of a put down. Actually, in those days, it was a huge put down. So they have this big fight thing, commonly called a battle, with lots of blood and guts flying everywhere, as usual, arms and legs getting cut off and such. And the good guys beat the bad guys. Now, this didn't always happen in the Bible. Sometimes the good guys lost, which is one of the cool things about the Bible. It tells about life as it actually happens. And yeah, the good guys lose sometimes, but this time the good guys win. And the bad guy's commander, Sisera, he runs away. Some people call that a tactical retreat, but in the Bible it says he fled. In other words, he ran away. He gets away and comes to a tent where a woman named Jael is staying. Jael is married to Heber, who gets on okay with Sisera's boss. So she says, and I quote from the actual Bible, "Come, my lord, come right in, don't be afraid." Now, why would she say that unless she was scheming something? Normally you wouldn't say come in, or you would just say come in, you wouldn't say don't be afraid. Why would he have been afraid if his boss got on well with her husband? My, the plot thickens. Anyway, Sisera says, can I have something to drink? I'm thirsty. Or in other words, to that effect. Jael cracks open a skin of milk, which is probably the equivalent of a can of Coke in those days. Sisera then tells her, and note that he doesn't ask her, he instructs her to stand at the door of the tent and keep watch. Sisera is all tired from hacking bodies away, and he's running away and he starts to fall asleep. Jael takes this opportunity to grab a hammer and a tent peg and fix the tent. No. She grabs the hammer and then the tent peg and creeps into the tent, probably with a slightly evil grin on her face, although Sisera is so tired he wouldn't have even noticed anyway. She gets the tent peg and places it next to his temple and slams it through his head into the ground. Check it out if you don't believe me, Judges chapter 4, straight through the temple and stuck into the ground. Now, a little later, Barak, the good guy's commander, arrives searching for Sisera. And he asks Jael if she's seen him, and she tells him not to stress, she's already nailed him, or pegged him or something. Actually, she killed him. It turned out, just like Deborah said, the woman gets the credit. Now, what's the moral to this story? Never trust the wife of a friend of your boss to put up your tent. Bless you.